So what are the policy tools by the RBI here? Repo rate, reverse repo rate, reverse repo rate, marginal standing facility. What is marginal standing facility? Okay, when the banks are facing shortage of fund, okay, then they can get the loan for the higher interest rate from the RBI. They have facility of taking loans from the RBI in repo rate. ठीक है, बट दिवाली के समय में क्या होगा? The festival के सीजन में क्या होगा? Everyone wants to purchase new things, so everyone is withdrawing money from the bank. In that cases, liquidity problem arises. In that case, after certain limit, they won't get the loan from the RBI. To get that loan, even after certain limit, like percentage of NDTL, even after that percentage of NDTL is like the reached, after that they will get the loan from the RBI for penalized interest, higher interest. That is what facility that is called as marginal additional standing facility. So this is like liquidity adjustment facility, and apart from that we have marginal standing facilities. Okay, any other? What we include here? Reserves. So CRR. Okay, statutory liquidity ratio. Then open market operation, selling and purchasing of the bonds. If any of these decreases, okay, if repo rate, reverse repo rate, marginal standing facility, or cash reserve ratio or statutory liquidity ratio decreases, okay, the people will get money or loan at the lesser interest rate. Okay, when they decreases, when RBI decreases the ratio of reserves like SLR and CRR, bank has more loanable amount, they can lend more amount. That time we have taken the example of 20%. If it is only 1%, then bank has 99% of amount for the loan, right? So any of these decreases, it will increases money supply, because banks has more loanable fund in case of reserve, and banks can lend at lesser interest rate to the customers. When interest rate is decreasing, okay, when interest rate is decreasing, likely customers take loan from the banks, so money supply will increase. When they reduce the reserve, they get the more loanable fund. When they reduce the repo rate, then banks can lend the amount at lesser interest rate. Suppose when repo rate is 6%, if it has reduced to 4%, okay, during 6% banks are lending at 12%. During 4%, when repo rate has reduced, they can lend it at 10% or 8%. Okay, so interest rate decreases and money supply will increase. Clear? So to increase the money supply, what government or what RBI will do through open market operation? What will it sell the bonds or purchases the bonds? Okay, so buying of bonds, or government security will lead to infusion of money. So money supply increase. ये तो याद रखना है, सारे डिक्रीज हुआ तो मनी सप्लाई इंक्रीज होगा, बस, ठीक है. So at the same time, in open market operation, if the RBI is buying the government security, it will lead to document bond. RBI के पास हो जा रहा है तो पैसा तो देना पड़ेगा ना, ठीक है. At the same time, if the RBI is selling the bond, okay, why it is selling the bond? It needs money. It is taking the money. So when the money supply increases, demand for goods and services increases, right? When the demand for goods and services increases, it will lead to two aspects. One is it will lead to inflation. At the same time, when there is a demand for goods and services, prices of goods and services increases. If you are getting good price, suppose tomato cultivators are getting good price, the farmers are getting good price, like tomato is selling at 200 rupees per kg, definitely he will go for it. He will produce more tomatoes, right? It will increase the more production. Any confusion? Okay. Demand for goods and services increases, right? Okay. It will increase what? Prices of goods and services. One aspect is it will lead to inflation. That is clear, right? Another aspect, when prices are increased, it will also encourages production. It will also encourages product. How? If you are a farmer cultivating onion or tomato, okay, when prices of onion and tomato is increased from 100 rupees to 200 rupees, okay, suddenly everyone, like ऐसा एक एग्जांपल ले लो, hypothetical example, suddenly doctor suggested everyone has to have 5 tomato every day, ठीक है, पैसे तो है आपके पास, पहले बात, तो everyone like everyone started having 5 tomatoes every day, okay, every, एक क्वेश्चन, एक कमेंट पढ़ता हूँ इसका, done with my class not like that, ठीक है, we'll discuss that friends. Okay, everyone want to have tomato every day in the morning, so demand for tomato has increased. So demand for tomato increase means prices is also increases, ठीक है. आपको अभी मिलता है 50 रुपीज को केजी मिलता है ना टमाटो, 500 रुपीज केजी हो गया, सपोज हाइपोथेटिकल एग्जांपल, द फार्मर्स विल बी वेरी हैप्पी. सारे क्रॉप छोड़ के क्या कल्टीवेट करेगा? टमाटो ही टमाटो. हर खेत में आपको मिलेगा टमाटोस, रेड रेड दिखेगा. क्यों? 500 रुपीज के केजी है. नॉट जस्ट इन इंडिया, इन इंटरनेशनल मार्केट ऑल्सो दे आर डिमांडिंग टमाटोस. उस समय सोच लो सारे टमाटो ही कल्टीवेट करेगा, तो प्रोडक्शन इंक्रीज्ड, राइट? तो प्रोडक्शन इंक्रीज्ड. If the production is increasing from previous year to this year, the growth is also increasing. What is GDP? It is domestic production only. I have taken example of tomato. You take the example of all. You take the example of all the sector. In all sector, demand has increased and they are getting incentivized for the production. Like iPhone, why they are bringing up new versions of iPhone? Demand is there, right? They will increase the price. If there is an increase in price, the reason for production is they are getting good price for that particular item. That's the reason Apple is bringing new versions here. So the production is increasing. Yes. We have adopted flexible inflation targeting. The level should be such that it will also promotes or encourages